Hello everybody. Travis here for Tpull's Corner, and we're continuing on with using the Burning Paws. We're using two color combinations. One color will always be white because Emperor's card is a white card. And I got excited by the idea of moving on to red because of this card, Brothers War, Draconic Destiny. Basically, this is a cycle card, right? They've done one in every color. And this one is the red cycle, where you get to enchant a creature and basically turn into another creature. So this one makes it a dragon. Gives you flying, the haste, and the pumpable ability. Let's see what they want to get rid of. We don't have any creatures yet. We got 3 auras. Which my problem with, when I make decks like this, my opponents always seem to have decks where they get the exact combination of creatures and removal and stuff like that. And I'm getting these wide variances to my playtesting where I either get a whole bunch of auras up front, no creatures, or I get creatures with no auras, or I just get a handful of removal. Thought about it for a long time and got rid of the Obliterating Bolt. I have nothing I can cast yet. I need to get to 5 lands for Danitha. The Stone Brain! I don't want you to be able to do that to me. Target artifact gains hexproof and indestructible. Isn't it convenient that they have exactly what they need to protect it with exactly the right amount of mana? Remember when I said everything always works out just right for my opponent? For me, nothing seems to work out right? Okay, what are you going to search for? Getting rid of the Strangle card, which I think I had 3. But now they also get to search through my entire deck and maybe figure out what my whole strategy is. We tried to stop them. That's what happens when your opponent gets to go first and they make all their land drops. We need a 4th land. Are we going to get our 4th land? Yay! Okay, we got to do that draw because Strangle got exiled. So now we're going to get our regular draw when it's our turn. We just need to wait for them to decide what they're going to do. They waste Machiko's Reign of Truth. They have nothing on the field to help that. And it's going to become, what, a 1/1? Okay. Let's do stand for now. And what do we want to put on it? Let's put the expensive one on there. Now we got Max as well. They're either going to have an answer for it or they're not. They're looking at it like they have an answer. They've got all 3 colors. You could easily have removal. They have Catilda. And they have a dog. I have Draconic Destiny. And I have Mishra's Domination. And I have Menace and Lifelink. And Vigilance so I can block one of you next turn. And that all without Light-Paws even showing up yet. Oh, there comes Static Net to take care of everything that I had. Just like that. They still made their land drop. So they're still outpacing me on land. And I get a 2/2 with Menace. And look at their forces now. The 4/4 and the 4/4 all just works out perfectly for them. where I have nothing left. Okay, so let's get rid of you. That way we exile you. We don't have to worry about the enchantment coming back. And let's get rid of the blue. We'll see if they have an island or not. Take a mountain. Alright, I definitely need some help now. I've got Menace. They don't have lifelink anymore. Target enchantment card from the graveyard. They have no enchantment. Alright, we're going to attack. They can block this if they want. They don't care. So I'm dead in 3 turns. They did have the island. And now they just womp on me. Okay, here we go. You can't stop the 2/2 now. But my first strike stops everybody except for Machiko. And they magically have another static net just when they need it. Just when they need it. Okay, let's try and make sure that I don't draw yet another land. I can't really afford to flood out right now. Not with them having the 2 removals right when they need them. Machiko's only getting stronger. See, I had one good turn, and then it all turns to ash. I guess we'll take a plants. See, that was going to be land. That was going to be my next draw. And I'm dead in a turn. That only does 4 damage. But it does give me 4 life. Stone Brain. What are you going to get rid of? They have to choose the name up front, right? So they're probably still deciding. They know I have Ryu, they know I have Danitha. Are they going to choose one of those? Those are not necessarily threats against a 6/6 Machiko. What do they care about? These types of removals. None of the removals, well, Banishing Slash maybe if it was tapped. So I would probably take Banishing Slash. We're just waiting for them to decide. And after this, we'll take you in and show you the whole deck. We didn't have Light-Paws show up at all, which I'm not sure if that would have made a difference. They took Danitha, okay, which does not stop Machiko, but I guess I could have double blocked there if I had Danitha out next. And all we did was flood out with land, and that is all we can do. 2 static nets is all it took to take us out. That is a drawback with these enchantment aura decks. If they are able to remove your creature, what does it matter how many auras you stacked on one creature? It's all gone. Okay, Burnt Paws is the name of the deck. Remember to like and subscribe. We're getting more subscribers all the time. I still only get like 1 like. I need more than 1 like per video. Okay, so Light-Paws, Emperor's Voice is the star. We've already done a couple other combinations. This is white and red this time. Whenever we cast an aura, we get to search our library for another aura card. And I've got 4 copies of this Mythic Rare Draconic Destiny enchant creature, give them +1/+1 flying and haste and ability to pump it up. And so because I have that, I also have 4 copies of Mishra's Domination. So if we get Draconic Destiny on the voice, we can also get Mishra's Domination and get a +2/+2 to it as well. The same white shell as the other 2 decks. We have 4 copies of Burning Slash for removal, 1 copy of Machiko's Reign of Truth. That'll help benefit us for all the enchantment auras we have. 4 Illuminator Virtuosos and 3 copies of Danitha Benalius Hope. Since we're playing red, I've got 1 copy of Ryo Storm's Edge, which would be kind of nice. Let's see, we've got Samurai or Warrior, so Danitha doesn't benefit from it. I'm trying to think if there's anything that does benefit from it other than Ryo himself. I think it's just Ryo there that helps for the extra stuff. So maybe that's a card that should be switched out for something else. I'm not sure. But we have a couple of Gift of Wrath. So if we get a Gift of Wrath out on Emperor's Voice, we can also bring out a Draconic Destiny from our deck. And we've got a lot of removal. We've got Hurloon Battle Hymn. I like to kick it and get the life gain. So we've got some more life gain besides just Danitha. We've got 1 copy of Strangle to deal with Planeswalkers if we need to. We do have a Lizard Blades hidden away there for double strike. And we have 3 Obliterating Bolts. And the other Brothers War card, Thran Power Suit, get +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it, and you get Ward 2. So the problem with the deck, like most of the enchantment auras, is I only have 13 creatures. And I don't have a lot of tricks to save them because I'm concentrating mostly on pumping them up to be damaging. So it's probably not what you would call a competitive deck. I started off having just a ton of enchantment auras and not quite as much removal. And got beat like 3 out of 4 times real quick and realized, okay, I definitely need to have more removal. The problem is you do need 5 mana to get Danitha out. So I couldn't really justify taking lands out. I sometimes have trouble getting to 5 lands. But once you do get to 5 lands, then most of the time after that, you're just flooding out. So maybe I need to put in something like a Celestis to help cycle through those extra lands when I get them. Probably do. I think I need some kind of draw advantage in here because there's nothing really to help me draw that much. The value was, instead of drawing, we would just get it straight onto Light-Paws. So we're going to use the Virtuoso as our canary in the coal mine. Virtuoso decks are really fast, so they should be scared of it. They should want to get rid of it as much as they can, as quick as they can. And this usually means a ninjutsu deck. And we can't stop the flyer, so we may be at their mercy for whatever they want to bring in and hit us with. And we don't have... oh, we will have untapped, so maybe we can destroy whatever they bring in next. They're blue, so it takes them a while. You gotta wait for them. You gotta wait for them to decide everything. They have so many choices after all. They probably have 2 or 3 things they can sneak in here. They're gonna do the Circuit Hacker. That lets them have an extra draw. And you can bring out your Disruptor again too, real quick. They didn't. Interesting. Okay, so... yeah, let me bring down the Light-Paws. They kept their mana open. Was it for a counterspell? Okay. It was for a counterspell. And that's why they didn't bring down the Disruptor at the time. I went ahead and attacked because they could bring down the Disruptor, tap the Virtuoso, and still hit us with the Circuit Hacker, so I might as well get use of them while I have them out there on the field. I'm expecting something worse. They didn't bother coming in and flying and then sneaking that in later. They just went straight for it. But Virtuoso enables us to take advantage of the enchantment auras as well. Again, we're just sort of waiting for them to decide what to do. Alright. Gift of Wrath it is. And we need creatures, actually, so let's get rid of Draconic Destiny. Because if we get Daneth out, we can get into our graveyard. And since we have Menace, that's 8 points of damage, and we've caught up. So they need removal now, most likely. Blocking won't do them much good. I mean, it'll keep them alive for a turn. But blocking alone is not enough. They opt for offense. Create a treasure and they get to draw. They left a lot of mana open, didn't they? Let's try this. It's kind of a distraction. They use Urza's rebuff. Okay, so now we get to do what I really wanted to do. Unless they have double counter spells. Which is not normal for a ninjutsu deck to have double counter spells ready like that. I'm going to draw instead. But that gives me +2, and they can't block, and that's game. What was that, 5 turns? That's what happens when you can buff up your double striking Virtuoso. Let's see if we can get Light-Paws in here at all. There is Light-Paws, and we go first. Oh, they've got the dark color sleeves, but they're using white mana. So, let's hope they're a swarm deck that puts out creatures instead of static nets. Destroying enchantments is not good for me. We'll just get rid of you. And I need a Banishing Slash to get rid of the crowbar. But they put out nothing, so let's try this. Take action. Go get Mishra's Domination. Hit for 5. Yes. It feels good. So many of the decks that I've been creating, I'll try a particular concept is centered around one card, and it just doesn't work well for whatever reason. Here's a Gift of Wrath, +2/+2, 7/7. Take action. Let's. Oh, hello. It's got to be different than what's already controlled, so I get nothing. That's a limitation. I forgot about that. Because the next thing I can go get is Draconic Destiny, but that's the only thing I've got. So if you want to do a more intelligent design, don't get distracted by having by a shiny toy, right? Draconic Destiny is my brand new shiny toy. For a change, I got some Mythic Rares, and I got 4 copies of it, so I sort of threw it all in. But with Light-Paws, one good thing to remember is it has to be a different name than each aura you already control. And these guys can't do anything, right? This is... Is that turn 5 again? But anyway, it worked even with our shortcomings. Even with the design flaw in our deck. Really, I should have like 4 different type of spells, type of enchantment auras rated mana 3, so I can bring down something different. But it looks like this is one of those decks where as long as you do get a creature out early enough, if you can pump them up, if your opponent does not have an answer, if they don't have removal in the first 3 or 4 rounds, they're going to be toast. So we like to see white, we like to see green. Draconic Destiny, ta-da! You're a dragon, and it tells you too. It's not just a fox, advisor now. Mishra's Domination goes on there like last time. Turn 3 again, 5 points of damage, and we have a Fox Advisor dragon. Can you get rid of it? No, you cannot. This is going to be trouble for you. Don't care about any of that. If you can't stop my flyer, you're not going to be fast enough. Both of those come in tapped, so it doesn't matter. Let's bring down somebody else. 5 more points of damage. The Willowgeist and the Deathbonnet Sprout, neither one can attack now because of the Virtuoso unless they have a pump spell. Do you have an extra land? No, you do not. You don't care. You're just coming in to attack. My turn. Oh, this is so nice. What do I do? Draconic Destiny on the Virtuoso. That's what I do. Oh, man. So many choices. Let's get rid of Ryu, actually. And... is there anything? No, because we already have Mishra's... We already got the 2-1. So again, I don't need extras of Mishra's Domination. If there's another choice in red, there may not be. Got him down to 1 on turn 5. And this deck needs a little bit of time to get into the graveyard. And they're not going to have it. I don't know what they can do with left. I can do what, 6, 7, 8 points of damage? Get me down to 10. None of that's enough. And they knew it! These are going pretty fast. And a lot better than my initial playtesting now that I put in a little bit more removal. And the mix is coming up right for these demonstration matches for you guys. I'm getting the creature, then I'm getting the enchantment aura. It's the right order in the right amount. Which kind of tells you I should get better at learning when I should take a mulligan. Here I do have 2 creatures, and I have 2 removal, so we're going to risk it. That seems like an okay opening. Blue and green. Let's see, that's coming in tapped, so let's put out the Lizard Blades this turn. That way we at least establish a board presence. So artifacts, they can build this up. It's going to be a soldier deck, probably. I've got double strike, so I'm just going to attack. He's looking to see what my other color is. You could have a Fading Hope or something. Speak of the devil. It's like I've played the game before. Put down a flyer. I got an Obliterating Bolt that's just perfect for them. Oh, I'm not going to do nothing? Oh boy. So they're ready for the Lizard Blades? They're going to counter? No, you're not. How about a Light-Paws? You've got something they've got to consider. They've got another consider. They didn't throw anything in the graveyard, though. Oh, we threw away a King Darien. Because you're missing your green? No, you've got green. Why would you throw away King Darien? That's a good as card as any. That's kind of scary, right? So if you're throwing away a King Darien, that means you got some... Oh, you had duplicates already. That's why. Okay, so you've got 1 mana. It could be another Fading Hope. So let's see... Put you down now. Let's try it. Gone. All right. We attack with the Lizard Blades. He takes it. Because the frontliner's only a 1/1 now instead of a 2/2. Planeswalker. Okay.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
It's a little bit tougher. They exiled the Lizard Blades.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Huh. Yeah, you can't stop any of that.
I'm never done for good.
You know, that really won't hurt him much. We only have 3 basic mountains in the deck, I think, so everything else that we're going to find is going to be white mana sources, except for the dual lands. Gross. Gross. Their soldier deck is kicking in now, and we're flooding out with land. I guess we destroy you. We're done. They get to bring it back for Unearth if they want. And see, I'm not getting the right mix yet. I'm flooding out with land instead of getting my artifacts. So this will be a big hit. I was hoping they'd hit with everybody, though. Ugh. It's a lot of 1/1s. Okay, hopefully... I don't want to do this. Burning Slash because they're tapped. Let's do this and get some health back. Now I'm still stuck on defense. They just have another one. Great. So I should have used Banishing Slash on the tapped one so I could get rid of the next one immediately. How many is that going to be? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points if I don't block? And they come at me? Why? You're tapped out. You're going away. You're going away. Kind of surprised with that a little bit. But I don't have anything else left. And they have another Planeswalker.
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it. We've got the edge in this fight.
Ah, not good. They can exile somebody else, right? Oh no, they don't want their block. They'd rather keep their Yoshin Soldier.
Until next time, then.
They're really just throwing away their tokens, aren't they? I need one enchantment aura to help me out here, folks. Someday. We're actually outpacing our opponent on land. When does that happen? Yeah, I definitely need a Celestis in here. Gift of Wrath, yes! Virtuoso Connives. I probably should have put it on Light-Paws, but... what you got? Fading Hope. Okay. I guess we're getting rid of the land. Virtuoso comes back down. That Fading Hope is usually the reason, it's usually the one thing that gets me in the end. If they get land, they'll probably discard it. Okay, so it's a good spell. In Chico's Reign. Gives him a 4/4. Gross. So, what do we do here? Probably a mistake. But I don't have anything left. There's just nothing left. That's technically a mistake too, because they got on Earth, but I had too many misplays in there. But I don't know that it would have helped me out that much. 3, 6, 8 lands versus their 6. And they're a cheap soldier deck. I mean, their biggest, most expensive spell was 4 mana. Yeah, we still had a little bit of fun, we'll admit that. Alright, so I would say, let's go ahead and take a final look at the deck. We'll leave it there. I gotta admit, I was a little sloppy in that last one, but my heart wasn't in it anymore because I was just flooding out with land, and I knew that was going to happen at some point. It wouldn't give me the enchantment auras when I needed them that time. And when that happens, you just know things are going to go south, right? One Fading Hope is all he needed to get rid of the one enchantment aura. So yeah, I would say find a Celestis, throw it in there. It'll take a while to find it, probably. I think this is my first time looking for stuff. So maybe Ryu is the wrong creature because we don't have a lot of other synergies in terms of samurais or warriors in this deck, right? Because they didn't include knight, and they really should have. I mean, this could be awesome in a knight deck. But maybe that would make Ryu too overpowering? I'm not sure. But they chose samurai or warrior because warrior's part of the party thing where you have the warriors and the wizards and the rogues and the clerics. And so probably they thought there'd be more combinations there. But when I think of samurai, I think samurai is more closer to a knight than anything else. So I would have said samurai or knight myself. Maybe there's room to find another creature that could do this, another character that could do samurais, warriors, and knights. Maybe it would have to cost a little bit extra. I don't know. But, hey, How come it's not finding... Oh, we have to go down. Right? Where's the down arrow? It's not working. Did we freeze? We froze. Just pressing one button and you freeze. Thanks a lot, game. Okay, so these are the lessons learned, right? We fall in love with the new cards like Draconic Destiny, but because of the particular way that Light-Paws Emperor's Voices rules are written, you can only bring down another enchantment aura if it's not one that you already control. So I shouldn't have 4 of Mishra's Domination and 4 of Draconic Destiny. I should mix those up. The problem is, I think for red, for enchantment auras, I think Mishra's Domination was the only business in town for this particular makeup, the way that standard is, modern standard. So if the game ever unfreezes, we'll go confirm that real quick. But man, pressing one button really does kill you, doesn't it? So I still like Dan at the end there. I'm going to add the Celestis in here, and I'm going to try and hope that maybe that'll help us a little bit with the lands when we get to that point, so that we can cycle through the lands a little bit better. And because flooding out is just too big a deal with this, because we have so few creatures, and we don't have a really good way to counter that. And in other decks, we might have few creatures, but we've got a good way of handling the rest of the deck. In this case, since we're doing an enchantment aura deck, what we have left are enchantment auras. If we don't have enough creatures now that survive, you know, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so let's go in and search for... Let's do... hang on, I need to get rid of Celestis, though. Search for red. Search for enchantment. Search for CMC equals 2. And we're sticking with standard. We'll say, okay, we'll get rid of the Celestis terminology. And what do we got? We got enchantment creatures and enchantments, but we need enchantment auras. Crackling Emergence does not work because it's enchant a land. Curse of Shaken Faith enchants a player, not a creature. So then Tempered in Solitude is an enchantment. So again, Mishra's Domination is pretty much the only enchantment aura in red in town. And this kind of shows you how bad Wizards is with enchantment auras. They're down on them because they understand how it can be tough to play enchantment auras, right? There's so much removal in the game. Although they can tip a game, all it takes, if you put 3 auras on one creature and then you have one removal spell, then boom, everything's wasted, right? So they don't put a lot of effort in making enchantment auras. But the thing is, this kind of card needs support, right? So if they want us to have some more fun within the current rotation, they need to have some more enchantment auras in here. And I think that was a little short-sighted planning on their part. I don't think that they thought that through all the way. They've got a lot of things to juggle, though. So, I mean, maybe enchantment auras was pretty low on their top 10 list. It was probably number 11 or 12 or 52. But if you're going to give us a nice card like Light-Paws that has these aura type of things, you need to consider what limitations we have in terms of color, because we've got to use white for the Light-Paws, right? If we're only going to use one other color, you need to make sure there's support in that color. And they did not do that very well for this so far. But this is still kind of a fun deck for me. I'm going to test it some more with Celestis in it later. But let me know what else you would do with this, because it's not like, ideally, because of the way Light-Paws rules are written, we need a different name than each aura we control. So if we get one Mishra's Domination out, then we can't really summon it if we get Draconic Destiny later, right? Not if Light-Paws is... It doesn't even have to be on Light-Paws. If Mishra's Domination is already on another creature on the board, then we can't summon it out when we summon a more expensive enchantment aura and put it on Light-Paws. So definite limits. If they're going to have that kind of limit on the card, that's just yet more for proving my case that you needed to have more support. But anyway, we're going to leave it there. We'll do a different color next time with Light-Paws. Remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Have a good one.